Act 3, Scene 4 is a conversation between Lord Capulet and Paris, the nobleman who wants to marry Juliet, Count Paris. And Lord Capulet seems to have changed his mind. So initially he said that he wanted Paris to woo Juliet to get her love, but he has changed his mind now and says, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. So he basically tells Paris that he will give Juliet's love to Paris. So obviously he sees himself as in control and able to give that love to Paris. Obviously there's dramatic irony because we know that Juliet already loves Romeo in a very kind of compelling way. So we're kind of, again, increasing the tension, because if Lord Capulet is going to try to get Juliet to marry Paris, there's obviously going to be conflict there, and we're heading towards this sense of destruction that's been foreshadowed. But Lord Capulet doesn't seem to have a doubt that Juliet will do as he says, which, as we see later when Juliet defies him, emphasises that transformative power that love has. Then we go into Act 3, Scene 5, which is... just after Romeo and Juliet have enjoyed their wedding night together, so that was part of Friar Lawrence's plan that Romeo would go to Juliet kind of one last time and then go to Mantua to his banishment. And they have this kind of poetic argument where they talk about different birds and they try and pretend that it's the nighttime still and not the daytime, because neither of them wants Romeo to go. And again, we see the sense of structure, because as Lord Capulet is telling Paris that he will give Juliet's love to Paris, Romeo and Juliet are enjoying their wedding night together. So you've got that kind of sharp contrast, emphasising that their happiness can't last. And Juliet says, as Romeo is leaving, that she sees him, she kind of almost has a premonition again, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. As she's looking down at him, that's what she sees. So that foreshadowing that this is now leading to their deaths, that their happiness is going to be very short-lived. So then pretty much as soon as Romeo leaves, then Lady Capulet comes to Juliet to tell her that she is going to marry Paris. Juliet outright refuses, so she says, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. So that rebelliousness, that defiance is new for Juliet. I remember at the beginning she was saying, Madam, what is your will? I'll look to like, and talked about her parents' consent, and now she's outright refusing to marry Paris. Obviously she knows that she can't because she's already married to Romeo, but that defiance shows how much love has transformed her, that it's empowered her as well. Lord Capulet essentially goes a bit mental, so he is enraged by Juliet's refusal. At the beginning he was talking about her in a very loving way. He called her essentially his last hope because all his other children have died. But when she refuses to marry Paris at his command, he calls her baggage. He's very angry, enraged. He says, graze where you will, you shall not house with me. And that verb graze there, implying that she is essentially an animal, and that he sees her as a possession. And that threat to throw her out of the house is a very serious one, because for Juliet, she has nowhere else to go. So the idea that she is risking everything to stay true to Romeo. Lady Capulet initially stands up for her, so does the nurse. But by the end, Lady Capulet says, I have done with thee. So she disowns Juliet as well. So again, showing how much Juliet is having to give up to stay true to Romeo, to stay true to her love. So showing how committed she is to it, how powerful it is.